Hey there YouTube, RC with Digital Tech Reviews, bringing another video. Since it's been so long since my last one, I figured I'd go through the messages I've been receiving and see which ones have actually been requested. And oddly enough, this one has been the most highly requested one that I do. I don't know if it's because there's not a lot of information on these, or because they're actually popping up on eBay more and more, but people were wondering about them. And that is the... move this box out of the way. The Bootleg, I'm going to say Bootleg because I can't think of anything else to call them, D-Power/D-ark Digivice. Now, the reason I'm showing this one is this one seems to be the most common one listed on eBay. I don't think I've ever actually seen the other colors, which I've got 4 of, and I'll show those towards the end of the video, or maybe at the beginning. But like I said, these all come with cloth straps. This is actually the plastic strap, I think, that came off of my second version 2, no, my version 2, the green one here, this one, came off of my version 3, which I think I mentioned in my video of the D-Power version 3 Digivice, or D-Power Digivice version 3, however you want to say that. But just touching on this one since it's already open, the build quality on these things is actually really good. The sculpting is spot on. I'm thinking they just somehow were able to either steal the molds or just copy the molds exactly. So you've got the connector here, and yes, this is the same exact spacing connector of all the other Digivices. Well, not all of them. The Japanese D-ark Digivice and anything with this size. Now, obviously there are different types, like the version 1 D-Power that was released, or the only D-Power that was actually officially released in the United States. It's weird, it just didn't work. On the back, same thing. But you know, I'm going to quit showing this one. Let's get to one that's in a box. Here we have Raidramon and something version. I don't know. Item number 2032. Is that the item number, or is that the type of battery? Confusing. And of course on the front, wow, look there, Raidramon. I'm sorry, Flamedramon, but Raidramon. Flamedramon here, of course that's that sticker, which they started adding. And Dinosaur reappear, 588 in 1, and I'll touch on that. Well, let's go ahead. We have 588 in 1. The green one, 699 in 1, is called the Dinosaur SAR. And the Almighty Dinosaur, 799 in 1. So I'm guessing this is the most recent iteration. Not sure, honestly. I haven't been able to find that many differences in these now. Granted, I can't get very far, but we'll touch on that later. Box art here, still directly from the Ultimate D-ark Digivice box, 2003, made in China. Sound of Dinosaur, you know it's gonna be good. And of course, there's the DD-Men. Now, I think on the other box it was something else, Zidmon. I'm not sure. A whole bunch of stuff I can't read, which honestly could have been ripped right from the other box. Picture of Renamon, which is not how her sprite looks on this, as you'll see. On the back, you know, Pac-Man crying because of square pellets. Again, with the item 2032. I guess do not submerge in water. Yeah. What it comes with. CR 2032. There we go. And you know, more box art, more phone numbers. You know, I'm not actually gonna call these, but yeah, phone numbers here. 2 something. I'm guessing this, where you can do 2 different cards and get a power up. I don't think it functions right, but again, I guess it's stolen from something else. And whatever this is called, oddly enough, it looks like you take Gilmon and Digivolve him with Cyberdramon and get Wargreymon? I don't know. Well, let's get into this. That's pretty much it, except for the bottom, which is pretty plain with a little sketching or outline drawing of the D-ark. And that's pretty much it. Box opens up just like the official stuff, so that's kind of a nod to it. On the bottom, you get an instruction manual, which is, you know, pretty good English translation. There's some broken parts in here. It's going to show you all these other Digivices that it can connect with. Do you actually believe that? I didn't think so. D-ark can understand the card used for digital monster card. Okay, well, yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't know if it gets any better or any worse. And the thing is, a few times I actually did try to read through here, it didn't make any sense to what is actually going on with this. So this will actually confuse you if you try to go through here first. Here's the card that it comes with. It was talking about. Just like in the official, you enter an image, well, symbol, and I think this is the only symbol that's in there, and then one of these 3-digit codes. It's printed all the way around this card. In the instruction manual, it talks about getting other Digimon or Didimon and items. I've never got this to work. I don't know if the reader part on this one's actually, well, not this one, the reader part on this one's actually busted or not, but it never actually worked. But let's get into this. Same type of, now this actually does feel really cheap compared to the other one. Now I know this is just an insert, and honestly it doesn't matter how cheap this is, but I just thought I'd mention it. Well, cloth strap here, there we go. Build quality, again, just like the other ones, it's real good. They didn't use a cheap plastic on here. It does feel extremely, extremely solid. But okay, layout here, the dinosaur reappear. This is the screen power button. Again, just like in the Japanese version, the up and down parts are hard plastic, and the other ones are actually rubber. So yeah, so far so good. It's got the port there that would be for the link system if this were an official one, but honestly, there's nothing in there. So I guess they copied the mold so exact that they had to put that there. On the back, made in China. That's it. Official one would have a sticker and some print there. This has got nothing. It does let me know that it was quality control passed. Wonder how stringent those things are. Anyway, and if you turn the whole Digivice upside down, you'll get to see that it says reset. Why it actually had to be printed upside down or so big is beyond me. And there's a speaker hole. So there's just, you know, quick rundown of the outside. Let's pull the tab so you can hear it. Yes, that is the sound of dinosaur. Front screen, instead of saying Bandai, thank God, just says dig 'em. Like dig 'em a hole, or digim. I mean, why couldn't they get the whole thing to fit? Okay, if you hit any button, it's going to go, well, actually, if you hit these buttons, it does nothing. This one, which is the select, just like on the original, will go through your Digimon select screen. Yeah. I'm going to say that the dinosaur thing actually goes a lot more with this part of it than anything else, because most of these just look like they're supposed to be dinosaurs. Except for Voltron here. Or the other Voltron. Maybe it's the Thunderzord? No, there's Dogmon. That actually fits. Well, fits with Digimon, but not dinosaur. No clue. Some generic dude. Some bug with a cape. Maybe Stingmon? No, Stingmon wasn't even in the 3rd season. Well, I guess the rules don't matter with these anyway. There's that deflected looking Renamon. Okay, and there's that. That. And that. And a dinosaur, again. And a knight. Maybe that's supposed to be Knightmon? Who knows? Dinosaur. Dog thing. Gatomon, I guess. Or Tailmon for the Japanese. And then it starts over, so you don't even have 588. Unless they mean that you'll run across 588 throughout the game. Who knows? I doubt it, but let's just pick, well, let's pick Dogmon. He's the one that actually looked closest to himself. He was kind of a cartoony looking. Okay, well, the whole show was a cartoon, but I'm going to start right there. Okay, to select, you obviously hit this. And he's so happy that you picked him. He goes through this little squatting animation. Looks like he's going to poop. Yeah. Okay, training, which I don't think you can, well, yeah. This is a shake game. I got 0. I don't know if the shakers in this thing is just messed up, or if I was supposed to hit the button. Well, that's about right. It's kind of authentic. Now, if he's smiling, does that mean I did good? Who knows? Connect. I'm not even going to try that. Sorry, guys. I don't think... Actually, I've never got it to work with any of these other dudes. Treats. Well, treat. What is it? Sounds like I'm going to give him a treat. Well, actually, no. This is medical or treatment. If they get injured, of course. Obviously, I can't use nothing with it now because it's not injured. Item. Again, no items. Note, this will be the Digimon that you actually have come across. And card. Now, notice I can't click it. And it starts over. Now, if you hit back, just like all the other Digivices, it'll show the map. Then you can scroll through it with the other button. Clears 0 steps. Now, if you notice there, I just got 8 steps from just wiggling this thing a little bit. So this thing is definitely just finicky. I'll tell you how many you have left. That's it. No scrolling action, no anything. But you know, for all to be fair, it's well built. Some of the animations are horrible, but you know, for the price that most people are paying, actually the price most people are paying is kind of high. That's about all I can say on these. There are different colors. You know, obviously here's the silver, which I suppose not a lot of people have seen. Here is the camo. Now, here's a little note here that there is an official release of this in Europe, I think it was. It's green camo. It doesn't have these kind of buttons. It's the hard plastic buttons, and this is the reset button. Of course, it's not going to say all about a dinosaur because this, this is that. So if you see a camo one, don't automatically assume that it's fake. Just these, and of course, if it says all about a dinosaur, that's a dead clue there. Here's this purple one, which on the viewfinder looks kind of dark blue. Now, honestly, this is kind of my favorite color scheme. The purple and gold actually do go good together. And being the original strap, you notice I haven't taken it off. I've actually used this a couple times for cosplay purposes for, fan-made characters. And this is the Dinosaur Czar, so not bad. And the last one, I think this is the one I showed off the first time, my very first review of these guys, and that's the Henry. I always call this the Henry Ultimate Edition. I got this for a friend. He decided he didn't want it later. He wanted something else for the cosplay, so I kept it. Wasn't too bad. It's got the clip on it, but for cosplay purposes, I mean, it does work fairly well. Another thing that I found out is I had another one of these, and I gave the actual Digivice away, but I kept the clip part of it. And a friend of mine had the Season 1. And I actually was able to take this clip off and replace his because his clip had broken off. Just the battery cover was good. So I just screwed this part directly into his Season 1 Digivice, and he's been working with it fine ever since. So these things are actually really good on, I guess, for parts, if you just want to use it for that. But for anything else, for cosplay, they're really not bad. They're really well built. I'm not Bugs Bunny, so I'm not going to say willy, but they are really well built. And I hope that I was able to answer all the questions that people have been asking me about. I think I touched on all of them, but if I have not, and if you notice that you asked something that I didn't get back to, just, PM me and ask me about it, and I'll try to get back to that. I don't think there's enough left to talk about to make another video, but, I could be surprised, so we'll go from there. This is R2 Digital Tech Reviews, saying thanks for watching. Oh, and as a side note, for everybody who winds up asking me, I probably will wind up selling these for about $10, including shipping. Unfortunately, at the time being, that's only going to be in the continental U.S., and it's the only payment method I'm actually going to accept for the moment is going to be PayPal. So if you actually want to buy one of these, just PM me. Alright. Again, R2 Digital Tech Reviews. Thanks for watching.